There is tension in the north of Nigeria again, and it is not just small talk, it is real. Many people are worried, angry, and calling for action. The main reason is the fresh wave of insecurity, kidnappings, killings, attacks, and even the kidnapping of political figures like APC chairman in some communities. That one alone shook many people, because if even those in power, those who are connected, are being targeted, then what about the ordinary farmer, trader, student, or civil servant? It makes everybody feel unsafe. And when the people feel unsafe, the pressure goes straight to the government. My brothers and sisters watching, don't forget to like this video and subscribe right now, so you don't miss these kinds of updates and analysis. Now, what is really happening? In many states in the north, from Borno to Zamfara to Kaduna, we have seen kidnappers and violent groups operating again. Families have been displaced, communities are crying out, and security forces are struggling to keep up. Some politicians and leaders are now openly saying that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu should sack the service chiefs, the people who are leading the army, the navy, the air force, the police. They are saying those chiefs are not delivering results, and new people should be brought in. Let's pause here and think, why are they saying that? In Nigeria, whenever there is insecurity, people naturally look to the service chiefs because they are the faces of the military and security structure. So, if bandits and kidnappers are still disturbing communities, people will say these chiefs are failing. The argument is that if you keep them in power without change, you will keep getting the same result. That is why many northern leaders, including traditional rulers and political voices, are calling for a total shakeup. My viewers, what do you think? Do you agree that Tinubu should sack the service chiefs? Comment below, and don't forget, as you comment, also like this video and subscribe to support this channel. Now, let us look at the human side. Imagine the fear of families who cannot travel from Abuja to Kaduna freely, who cannot farm in Zamfara without fear of abduction, who cannot send their children to school without worry. These are not small issues. And when a politician, an APC ward chairman, was kidnapped and later killed earlier this year, it sent shockwaves. People said, if politicians themselves are not safe, what about us? That single incident made many people lose faith in the security situation. And when faith is lost, anger rises, and pressure mounts. But let me also balance this gist. The presidency has not kept quiet. They have promised new operations, they have bought drones and other equipment, they have said the army will step up, they have asked for cooperation between communities and forces. But here is the problem, Nigerians do not just want promises. They want action. They want to feel safe in their towns, villages, and highways. If the presidency is saying the right things but people are still being kidnapped, the promises do not carry weight. Should Tinubu sack the service chiefs? Some argue yes, and they say it strongly. They believe that changing the top leadership will bring fresh energy, new strategies, and maybe better results. They also believe it will send a strong signal that government is serious. But others say sacking them may not solve the root issues. If you sack them without fixing logistics, without improving intelligence, without tackling corruption, the new people may still face the same problems. So the question is it leadership, or is it the structure? I want you, my viewers, to think deeply and drop your opinion in the comments. And while you are doing that, please like this video and subscribe, because it helps this platform grow so we can keep telling these stories. Now let me share the deeper picture. In the north, insecurity is not just about kidnappers. It is tied to poverty, unemployment, land conflicts, and even climate change. When farmers lose land, when youths have no jobs, some are recruited into crime. So if the government only changes service chiefs but does not invest in jobs, in schools, in justice, then the cycle may continue. That is why many analysts argue that Nigeria must fix both the leadership and the structure at the same time. But, my people, we must also talk about the politics behind this. Some northern leaders are genuinely angry, yes. But some are also using this to put pressure on the presidency. In Nigeria, public statements from powerful groups are a way to get Abuja's attention. They know when they speak loudly, the media will carry it, the people will hear it, and the president will be forced to respond. So there is also a game of political chess happening here. Let me ask you another question. Do you think these leaders are speaking only because of genuine concern, or do you think some are also using the insecurity to gain political advantage? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and while you're at it, please like this video and subscribe if you have not yet done so. Now, one more thing before I pause to ask if you want me to continue the gist. The truth is this: Nigerians are tired. They have seen promises from previous governments, they have seen new service chiefs appointed before, but insecurity has continued. They want action that brings real results. They want to see highways safe again. They want to see kidnappers arrested and prosecuted quickly. They want to farm, to trade, to move freely without fear. That is the heart of the matter. If President Tinubu wants to win back trust, he must go beyond speeches and deliver real change, whether that means sacking the chiefs, or empowering them with more resources, or reforming the entire security structure. The bottom line is results. My brothers and sisters, don't forget, like this video right now, and hit subscribe so you never miss our updates. Now, let us think carefully about why this insecurity story is so heavy in Nigeria. Kidnapping today is not just something happening far away. It is touching both rich and poor. Farmers in remote villages are attacked, yes. But even big politicians, businessmen, and community leaders are now targets. That is why when we heard that an APC chairman was kidnapped, people became more afraid. Because if someone with political influence can be taken away, it shows the problem is not about status, it is about the weakness of our security system. Please, if you are watching me right now, I want you to like this video and subscribe to the channel. It helps us to spread this message and grow our community. Now, many Nigerians are asking, what exactly are the service chiefs doing? We have a Chief of Army Staff, Chief of Air Staff, Chief of Naval Staff, and the Inspector General of Police. They are supposed to coordinate security and protect us. But when people still cannot sleep peacefully, people start to believe those chiefs are not working. Some people even say they are enjoying office without delivering results. That is why the call is loud: Tinubu, sack them, bring new blood, bring fresh ideas. But let me not rush. We need to look deeper. Sacking people sounds strong, but it is not always the magic solution. Think of it this way: if a football team is losing matches, people first blame the coach. They say, sack the coach. But sometimes, the players are tired, the field is bad, the management has no money. So, even if you bring a new coach, the same problems will show up. Insecurity in Nigeria is like that. Yes, the chiefs may be underperforming, but the problems are also bigger: lack of funding, weak intelligence, poor equipment, corruption, and even lack of trust between communities and government. Do you agree with me? Tell me in the comments, and don't forget, while commenting, like this video and subscribe. Let us also talk about how insecurity has changed life in the north. Some years ago, people could travel freely from Kaduna to Abuja in 1 hour by road. Now, many people fear that road. Farmers in Zamfara used to grow crops and bring them to market. Now, some cannot go to their farms because they fear abduction. In Borno, even though the army has made progress against insurgents, attacks still happen. All this makes ordinary Nigerians frustrated. And when frustration grows, people shout louder: sack the chiefs. Change the strategy. The presidency is in a very difficult position. On one hand, they do not want to look weak, because if they sack the chiefs suddenly, it may look like they are panicking. On the other hand, if they keep the chiefs, people will say they are insensitive and not listening to the suffering of Nigerians. It is a delicate balance. That is why some analysts are saying, if Tinubu wants to change service chiefs, he should not just do it because of pressure. He should do it as part of a full plan, announce the new leaders, explain the new strategies, provide the right equipment, and communicate clearly to Nigerians what will change. I want to ask you, my audience, if you were president, what would you do right now? Would you keep the chiefs, or would you sack them? And if you sack them, who should replace them? Drop your answer in the comments. And don't forget again, like this video and subscribe. Your support is what keeps this channel alive. Now, beyond leadership changes, we must talk about the bigger issues. Security cannot be solved only with guns and uniforms. We must fix the roots. Young people without jobs are vulnerable to being recruited by criminal groups. Communities without justice feel abandoned. Farmers without land or water struggle and sometimes clash with others. If we do not solve these root causes, we may continue chasing shadows. That is why many experts are saying Nigeria needs both military action and social reforms. But tell me, do you agree that poverty and unemployment are also fueling insecurity, or do you think it is purely failure of leadership? Let me also touch on politics. You see, when northern leaders gather and speak, it is powerful. They know how to put pressure on the presidency. Some of them truly care about their people, yes. But some also want to use this opportunity to score political points. It is part of Nigeria's game. When they say, Tinubu must sack the service chiefs, it is not only about security. It is also about power, influence, and showing strength in negotiation with Abuja. That is how our politics often works. So we must listen, but also be wise to understand the deeper game being played. Viewers, I must say again, this is why I love engaging with you. Your thoughts help us see the matter from different angles. As you are listening now, pause and like this video, subscribe if you have not, and let me know your take in the comments. Do you believe these leaders are speaking from pure concern, or do you think they are also playing politics? Let me go further. If Tinubu sacks the service chiefs, it will make headlines, it will calm some anger, but it may not bring peace overnight. Bandit groups are not waiting to see who is chief of army. They are operating because of weakness in the system. So, the real question is not only about sacking, but about what changes after the sacking. Will intelligence improve? Will soldiers be better supported? Will communities be safer? That is what Nigerians want to know. And here's another interesting angle. Some Nigerians believe that if service chiefs are sacked, it could motivate the new ones to work harder, because they know their jobs are not safe if they fail. Others argue it may disrupt ongoing operations, because the transition will take time. Which side are you on? Share your opinion in the comments, and don't forget, like this video and subscribe right now.